Hi and welcome to this new video. In this video I want to talk to you about how to get sharp and crisp images. And I remember when I was, years ago, but it happens now sometimes as well. I'm taking photos and then I look on the LCD screen and yes, they're great, so nice. And then I'm at home, I put them on my computer and look at them in the full screen of the computer, and then I see like, wow, the focus isn't there, so I can't use it. And then I go through them all, and maybe all of them are just garbage since the focus doesn't work. And yeah, that's quite disappointing. So if you had that, I'll let you in just in the tips and tricks that I use so that I get sharp images. First of all, you need to know how to set the focus with your camera so that you can decide where is the focus, because the camera does a great job, but sometimes it just chooses the wrong spots to set the focus on. And for that, I remember myself, I hated it since, I just wanted to have sharp images like this and didn't invest any time, but you don't really have a choice. If you want to have sharp images, you need to invest the time. So just Google the name of your camera. In my case, it's Sony a7 III, and how to set focus. Yes, now we have a ton of results. I'm looking for the company guidelines, the help guidelines. So I'm scrolling down here. Help guideline from Sony, focus mode. That's good. We'll pick this one. And that's only half of it. And here on the side, it's not helping me out a lot. So I'll search in the guideline. You can do that for your guideline as well. So we'll put in focus. And we have many results. And what I'm looking for is the focus mode that we had before and the focus area. And I don't know if I can open that in a new tab. It's not allowing me to do that. That's not that nice. So we'll work around it. Copy and paste. And so I can go back in this window or this tab, and now I have the focus area. Alright, so now you have all the information you need, and it's just about practice. Point is check your photos while you're shooting, and that's such a game changer, because I had this situation so many times that I was shooting and just had a quick look on the LCD screen and was, well, they're great, and at home they were garbage. And when you check them, not just look them on the LCD screen and just on the full view, just zoom in. Really zoom in, and zoom in the spot where you want to have your focus. So you will see directly there, outside or on your shoot, if the focus is okay or it's in the right spot. And if it's not, you're still there, so you still have the chance to get a shot with the focus in the right spot. On the lens, sometimes you have like a AF MF switch. And AF stands for autofocus and MF for manual focus. You can use both. With the manual focus, then you have like the focus ring that you need to adjust. But I had it sometimes that I was like, well, wow, why is the autofocus not working? And because then you can just press the shutter, doesn't focus on anything if you have the manual focus and don't use the focus ring. And yeah, it's probably not gonna look good. And if you have that, just look on this switch. Is it put to AF if you want to use the autofocus, or to MF if you want to adjust the focus ring on yourself? My next tip for you to get sharp photos is to take multiple shots. And with that, you just have a better chance to get a sharp image. Since imagine you're, for example, too fast for a camera in the beginning, you're just, and the camera gets the first one not in focus and maybe the second or the third one, then you're great. So if you have multiple of the same spot, then it's not that disappointing, frustrating, terrifying, sad if one isn't good, because you still have, I don't know, 3 others or 2 others or 5 others or 10 others. But like that, it's just, yeah, you have higher possibilities to get the photo you want. Now there are just 2 tips left that I have for you to get sharp images, and these 2 things I already talked about them in my video, in my first video on how to shoot manual, where I talked about the aperture, the shutter speed and the ISO. So if you've seen that, you already know them, but if you don't, I'll let you know right now. So the second last tip is to always use the lowest ISO needed, because the higher you go with your ISO, the more grain and the more noise you get inside your image. And when an image is very grainy and noisy, or the more grainy and noisy it is, the less crisp it appears. So always go with the lowest ISO you can. So now to my last tip to get crisp and tack sharp images is the hand-holding rule. So when you take photos and hold your camera in your hands, just look that your shutter speed equals your focal length. So just a few examples so that you can get it better. For example, when I have a 24mm lens, then I shoot 1/25. When I have a 50mm lens, then I have 1/50. When I have a 200mm lens, then I shoot 1/200. And with a zoom lens, it's exactly the same. Just look at which focal length you're shooting and then set the shutter speed that it equals. Great, so these are my tips and tricks to get sharp images. I hope very much that you get something new from here, that it helped you out. And yeah, I had a lot of fun recording this video, and I don't know if you had fun as well or liked it. let me know in the comments, like it, subscribe it if you'd like to. I would appreciate that a lot. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! And the next point is brain.